one of justice and truth, not pleasing people or judging according to class or level. His kingship is one of peace, understanding. We also talk about the part played by Mary in the success of Christ's kingship, where we saw Mary as the queen mother, and we said as wives of king, they should be able to draw inspiration from the Blessed Virgin Mary to play the intercessory role of not maintaining class but to work for the common good, like Mary did at the marriage feast in Canaan. Indeed, kings of this world, not thinking only on those in authority. We talked about everybody being king, and we said parents, teachers, pastors, priests, head of families. Once you find yourself leading others, like in church groups, leaders of church groups, leaders anywhere, you look at yourself as a king, and you have to emulate the type of kingship that Christ has. And when we do that, then we are going to have a little heaven down here on earth. And that is what Christ wants. And that is why we talk about the corporal works and the spiritual works of mercy. We realize that most often we do not care about our brothers. But as we said, Christ has already given us the question, and for us to be able to pass the exam. And we talked about the 7 corporal works of mercy, which calls us today to feed the hungry, to give drink to the thirst, to clothe the naked, to harbor the homeless, to visit the sick, to visit the imprisoned, and to bury the dead. We also talked about the spiritual works of mercy, which are to convert the sinner, to instruct the ignorant, like we are going to do today, to counsel the doubtful, to comfort the sorrowful, to bear wrongs patiently, to forgive injustice, and to pray for the living and the dead. And we look at all this. This is what entails in Christ's kingdom, and this is the type of kingship that he carries about. So we, like people who have been entrusted, who have been commissioned to carry on with the kingship of Christ in this world, we have been made priests, we have been made kings, priests, and prophets due to our baptism. So let us respect the kingship of Christ and serve our brothers and sisters as servant leaders. Mr. Gallus, you are welcome to today's edition.
Thank you, Madam Manzon, who is playing the role of a moderator and also a panelist. I want to greet you. I want to Berakah you. I want to thank you for convening me here into this wonderful program. And I want to always, Madam Malai Posi, the director of Catholic Berakah Ministry, Cameroon, to always thank the spiritual director of this ministry. Without him, I think my life would not be the same. Because every time you pass across with somebody, there's always a good thing. If you look at the positive, you will find a positive thing in that situation. And that's why I continue to thank Reverend Dr. Nkeza Jingwa for all he has done to help me to this level in which I am. I want to thank everybody who contributes to this program spiritually, financially, and otherwise, like the people of High TV and those who are all scattered around the world, who are helping us to bring this program to our people of goodwill. I want to also thank all the Berakanians, especially Mami Ashwabo, Mami Young, and Mami Christy, who is in Moliko Parish now doing the harvest. I want to thank all my junior ones in the ministry, that the ministry is alive and doing very, very great. And that's why the topic that you have put on the table today is going to help some people like us who have been backdropping to see how we can ameliorate and come back to the right track of God, do the will of God. Thank you, Madam Manzaro.
Thank you, Mr. Gallus. It's always a pleasure for me to have you in this panel. I also want to begin by saying a special Berakah to Almighty God, who gives us that time, gives us the strength, gives us that inspiration, knowledge, gives us that good health, and make it possible for us to be here to share our view with you out there. I also want to say a special Berakah to all the Catholic faithful and people of goodwill out there. Why not a special Berakah to Mola Ebel, to Frida, to Barrister Wunjia, to all the Berakenians out there, not leaving out the entire team of MW. And also I want to say a special Berakah to Mother Mary Kumbe, and why not our spiritual director, Reverend Father Dr. George Kezenjingo. I wish to say a special Berakah to you, and a special Berakah to those who have been sending their contributions. I wish to say a special Berakah. I cannot start calling the names now. I also want to say a special Berakah to my children, Eyole Moname and Elue, a special Berakah to the Tenos family, a special Berakah to the Henriettas family, a special Berakah to the Mosoke and Owonas family. And I also want to say a special Berakah to the Readers Ministry of St. Charles Loangas Parish, a special Berakah to you, Mr. Edmond. And I'll begin by giving this song, Mr. Galus. I believe
that Jesus died for me,
a sacrifice beyond my understanding, offering himself in place of me. Oh, how can I repay the Lord? Oh, Father,
to you we offer, oh Jesus, to you this gift we bring.
Holy Ghost, accept this
sacrifice
which we offer
to you.
Yes, today our topic of discussion is causes of poor spiritual disposition today. We are all invited today, dear brothers and sisters, to be attentive as we await the coming of our Savior Jesus Christ. The gospel is clear on this. Keep watch, for you do not know the moment. This moment is that of the coming of the Master, the Son of Man. Advent is principally the time to keep watch for the coming of Christ. His coming in the flesh at Christmas, his coming in glory at the end of time, the parousia, and also his coming in the present as we receive him in the Eucharist. And especially in our daily activities, in our brothers and sisters, we have to always be careful the way we treat them, because that is Christ in front of us. The time of waiting can be applied to all Christian lives. Life for the Lord visits us daily, but are we vigilant to his visits? We need concrete preparation before meeting the Lord, and only God can help us to keep watch in prayers as we await his coming. God's time is now, so let us always be ready to receive the Lord. Advent is a season filled with preparation and expectation and getting ready for Christmas. It is a season of waiting and longing, of conversion and home meditation on the incredible love and humanity of our God in taking on flesh of the Virgin Mary, the Word incarnate. That is what we celebrate. So we can see Advent coming from the threefold: in the past, in the present, and in the future. In the past, he was born 2,000 years ago, and the church celebrates that on the 25th of December. In the present, we receive him daily in the Eucharist. In Holy Communion, we receive Jesus Christ. And in the future, he is also coming again as a judge. He is coming to judge the living and the dead. And we see this future coming. Some people look at it the day that you are dead, that you meet Christ. And so we have to be prepared at all times. That is why today, and the text that we are going to read, it tells us, keep watch, for you do not know. So today, how are we keeping watch? If we look at what we do, if we look at our surrounding, if we look at the church, if we look at every aspect of the society, can we say that we are keeping watch? And if we are not keeping watch, what causes the poor spiritual disposition? What causes this poor spiritual disposition? For instance, we are from church, we were celebrating the harvest thanksgiving, as I will say, Berakah to all the Christians of St. Charles Loangas Parish who are still there celebrating their harvest thanksgiving. But what causes us to go for worship and then we cannot achieve the grace that we went there to gain? What causes us? Because of poor spiritual disposition. And what are those things that causes this poor spiritual disposition, Mr. Gallus? Christians go to church. Christians they attend certain ceremonies where God is being revealed to them, but yet they do not have the right spiritual disposition. What is the problem?
Madam Anzan, that question is very big and tricky. It's not an easy question. However, a spiritual hindrance or disposition to someone who's supposed to be called a Christian. I don't yet call that type of Christians.
Yes.
Because they are still, one of our partners used to say, yeah, they are still crawling. They are not yet human. They are not yet Christians. They have not even started. A lot of things goes around human flesh. You know, when as a human being you are weighed down by the flesh, and when people have not come to understand the way of the Lord, when people think that everything should be immediate answer, when I say Holy Ghost fire, it should just be immediate. When I say I want to go to America, I will get passport, the next day you should have the passport. If you are want to follow God, there is a way to follow God, and therefore if you don't follow that way, there will be problem. And as I say all the time, when my spiritual doctor took us on the program, one of the problem is a lack of belief, doubt, inconsistency. Today you are saying yes with your lips, while your head is saying no. Your mind and your mouth is not, your heart is not synchronized. So many things are bound in this matter. Frustration, disbelief, ignorance of the way of God, ignorance of the way of a Christian. You can't remember it was in the book of Acts. I'm not a good quoter of the Bible. It was in the book of Acts that they called some people Christians for the first time. So I think that we are supposed to follow the way of God. That a lot of things can hinder you, especially, Madam Azor, be careful. Especially when you have prayed and you don't have the answers coming, it can cause you to hinder you, and you don't have the right disposition. You are devastated. You are brought down. You are depressed. But however, if you follow the Bible very well, if you go to a spiritual director who will not focus on the material well, like you have said, the leaders of this world, they follow materialism, they follow money. That's why one of the great philosophers that are called Bob Marley, he said those people who bank accounts are very rich are the poorest people. Can you believe that? Those people who bank accounts are very big, they have money, they have houses, they are the poorest. That means all the same in the book of Beatitudes, the poor in spirit. They are poor because they look at their money and adore by their money. This is what pondering me. I'm telling you because this is my own way of seeing. Where will you spend eternity? Those questions they used to ask us in those days when we were in primary school. These young Jehovah's Witnesses in my day, the Jehovah's Witnesses were banned in Cameroon when I was a kid. So they will come and ask you, where will you spend eternity? The same today, those other churches that I believe they are also good, the Pentecostals, they also, where would you want to spend eternity? But the right question should be asked. To spend eternity means that you have to know the ways of God. You have to know the ways of Christ. And therefore the hindrance is enormous, Madam Eposi. Discipleship is not chocolate. Christian life is not chocolate.
Discipleship, there is a cost.
There is a cost for discipleship. And if you are not understood that, you think that you can just get up and become a disciple without paying a cost. There's a part in the Bible, the cost of discipleship. That like the Catholic Bible, they write everything out, spell everything out for you. So they make it easy for you to read and understand. But most of us who are going to church, Madam Eposi, we don't have the right disposition. You remember when Jesus Christ was moving along with his disciples, a woman touched Jesus. There were thousands of people walking with Jesus. Jesus said, power have left me. Then what happened? The Bible said, but how many people are around you? Touching you. You said power have gone out of me. Because that woman had the right disposition, as you have said. So she believed. To believe means that you are ready to. That's what the book in the Bible, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 11. They tell you about faith. Yeah, faithful. They define faith for you. Faith is holding on to something, knowing with conviction that you cannot see.
Evidence of things
not seen. Not seen. But now, when people think that faith is when you see, they should go back and read that statement word for word and understand it. Our spiritual director explained it to us. Once you see, there is no more faith in this matter. Faith is not seeing. Yes. But today, people are doubting. Doubt is the problem. Lack of faith, disbelief that they cannot have the spiritual disposition.
So, since they are doubting, Mr. Galus, it means that they do not really have knowledge about the word. Because if they were, it means that they are still ignorant. Because if they had knowledge and they had been educated about the word, like even though you talk about prayers not answered,
yeah,
they will know that if you pray for something, it does not mean that that particular thing that you have asked for, God must give you. So they will already know certain things, and that is why now they will not have that too much doubt within them. So I agree with you.
Yeah, I was in the hospital here last night, and there's a woman who was in the hospital who was a Catholic, but she has delivered 6 children. 3 are normal Catholics, like the Pentecostal. One girl had delivered her own daughter, and when the child was sick, the mother said, "This child like this, I know that this child you have to go to check the kidney, whether there is a kidney issue. Go to the hospital, check." The lady in her own child, it was only going to church to pray. I don't mention the name of the church. Yes, that was not our problem here. But it was saying a prayer. Me, the woman, the mama is very old. Said no. And at the end of the day, they call and tell the child is dead. Why don't go to the hospital so that they make the right diagnosis, yes, so that they tell you what is going on, so that now you can accompany with prayer. Prayer will work, but it's not magic. I can say prayer is not magic. I can confirm it. It is the disposition of faith. After you have done everything, God told that man in the Bible, one of my came to talk about my daughter or my child is sick. Yes. Say, go back home.
The centurion.
Yeah, so you accepted it. He accepted it. The centurion went back home, and his guy came and said, the child is well. Their level of faith will determine how you accept things of Christ. But it is very important that we cannot be in this part of the world and we are still thinking that we will do things the wrong way. We have our lips saying yes when our head is saying no. That's what the problem is. The problem is that we are not synchronized with what we think. What we do is not the same thing as we got. If you go to Ephesians chapter 4, the attitude of ungratefulness, dishonesty, irreverence, pride, jealousy, cynicism are more than hindering the worship of a man. You see, understand? We should start thinking about to align with the way to please God, not to please man. You said in the beginning in your intro, people pleasing syndrome. Yes. When you come to church, like today we had harvest in Chadwanga, when some people come and talk their own, give the price of something, the one that the fathers should see that they are the best people in church. No. You have
already lost the disposition.
You have lost disposition, and you have got their reward. And that Christ has told you about, you have got your reward, and it is because they want to please the human being. It's a very wonderful topic, but it's tied around what the human being is. Nobody saying that you are somebody is a sin, but like Saint Paul said that I do what I don't like to do, but I said that you focus on Christ. Saint Paul was focusing on Christ, so that's why he succeeded, because he focused on Christ. So he said that. Me, I no more live for myself, I live for Christ. If you know that you cannot have a life, you have prayed, you have not got a job, you have not got a child, you have not got what you wanted, let it be done according to your will, Lord. Like Christ said on the cross, yes. Christ said, let this cup pass me by, but not my will, my Father, it should be your will. So do the Father's will. Accept the Father's will, and you know that if you accept the Father's will, it can lead to death, but you will restore it.
That's true.
So if they know that they will say they will no problem. But many people they think about the word more than the restoration.
Thank you, Mr. Galus. So as we see today, we are coming up with this topic because this is the beginning of a new church year. Mr. Galus, Happy New Year.
Happy Year for the church here in the Catholic, in the Holy Mother Church. Today is the beginning of a new church here. Yeah. I'm telling you explain better than me. The first candle, they was explained today. The father explained it so well, and I love it because he told us that we should not be thinking about debauchery and all those things, going out and pleasing things that pleases the flesh. We lost everything. It's also a time for as a trader. I know any businessman will make recollection, will make inventory and see what was good last year, what to adjust, then to go ahead. And he said that the Reverend Father told us also that now we should behave because we are waiting for Christ. We are waiting for a king.
Yes.
That now that if we are waiting for a king, we should be like the three wise men. Yes. We should bring gifts that honor Christ, and that gift should be from your mind, so that they will say, your father will hear will say, my son, you have done well. So if you do it to please people, then you miss it.
That's true. So that is why we have come up with this topic which talks about the disposition, because Advent is a period or a season for preparation. We need to prepare, and most often we do not prepare, and when we do not prepare, that is why we fail at the end, because the church liturgical calendar they have drawn the liturgical calendar in such a way that it is very good for us Christians if we can follow it, and then really we focus on what the church calls us to do. Because like now the church has put Advent. Advent is a time of waiting, expectation, preparation, longing for conversion and all that, in order for us to be able to meet the baby Jesus. But when we look at it today, that is why each Advent season, I always sit here and I cry, because we do not take time to prepare, Mr. Galus. We do not take time to prepare. And once we have this poor preparation, automatically we are going to have poor performance. And that is why when the church has organized the liturgical calendar, it is only good for us as Christians, as those under the church, to follow that liturgical calendar, because it is through that we are even going to have conversion. Like now, we are supposed to prepare. But if you look at it, as I always say, you see people start singing Christmas songs during Advent. It is very wrong. When do we prepare? And once we do not prepare, we do not have the right disposition at the time of celebrating Christmas. And so by the time we are celebrating Christmas, we are like empty gongs that are making sound. So, but we need to be filled with the Spirit. And we cannot be filled with the Spirit if we do not prepare. And that is why, as Mr. Galus made mention, ignorance. So many people are ignorant of it. When we sit here and we talk, as I'm talking like that, they say that, why is that woman making noise over there? Because of ignorance. When we do not know, we do not know that this is what the church entails, and this is what we are supposed to do in order for us to have the disposition to see Christ. Then we go on our own direction and we get lost. We also look at it, as I've said, we have this suppression of spiritual preparation and projecting the physical. Just like very soon you see so many people during Advent, they do a lot of Christmas shopping, they do so many things that distracts them away from their preparation. And once they are not prepared, then during Christmas, what are you celebrating? The big question mark. Also, we see interest of money. Like I will say it, so many choirs now, even of the Roman Catholic Church, we come and put concerts during Advent season. When do we prepare? Whereas we have a whole season for Christmas. Instead, during the Christmas season, we have to put Christmas concert during the Christmas season. That is how the church's liturgical calendar has been programmed. So when we carry Christmas songs and we come and play it during Advent, then it means that we're already missing our focus. It means that we are missing the disposition, and at the end we are doing things in a haphazard manner. Because of poor preparation, we cannot be able to attain the successful celebration. And that is why so many of our celebrations are being made up of noise because we have not prepared well. We have the wrong disposition, and that is why we come and everything is not organized. But let us focus on how the church has arranged the liturgical calendar. This is the period of preparation, and all this is because of money. You want to make a concert so that people are able to come and give money. So we see the physical suppressing the spiritual, of which you are supposed to be preparing, but what is in your mind is how to make money. That is not the priority. Instead, I think that if we can even make Advent concert where we come and stage Advent songs, that is going to help the Christian. Why not put it in CDs where Christians can play the song? That is where you instruct the ignorant, and there you are carrying out spiritual works of mercy. Also, we see like pleasing people syndrome. We see like so many people, so many of us, we direct people to the wrong path. Like for instance, I may know that what you, Mr. Gallus, you are proposing is wrong, but because I do not want to hurt you, I let go of it. That is pleasing people syndrome. You have to stand your ground. Once something is wrong, is wrong. Just like if a choir comes up and say, this is what I'm going to do, you as the leader, you have to say, no, this is not correct, and you have to criticize that particular part. You are not supposed to give in for pleasing people syndrome. You are not pleasing them, but you are telling them what is right liturgically. So I think that we should be able to follow what the church has prescribed, and that is why we say the one Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. All of us, we have the same doctrine, and that is why the church is hierarchical, and they give the instructions, and we have to follow the instructions. So this, I cannot say that it is for pastoral reason. There is no pastoral reason in carrying Christmas concert and putting them into Advent. Also, Mr. Gallus, when you look at it, like if you look at today, that is the church's liturgical year, when we begin the liturgical year, when it is our own New Year day. How do we really make people to know that this is New Year? Spiritually, we're supposed to like animate and make so many create awareness that this is the new year of the church. But instead, we are going to celebrate this in a low key. Then during the 1st of January, you see people, churches cross overnight and things like that. So where are we putting our own spiritual life? How are we taking our liturgy? So you realize that we instead go more closer in we go closer in making the flesh to satisfy the flesh rather than satisfying the spirit. Because when the church has put a liturgical year, we say that this is the new year of the church. We have to celebrate it so that we know that every Christian living the church should be able to know that today we have started the new year of the church. But now they will celebrate it in a low key, and then during the 31st Eve, you see so many people even staying in church and things like that. So all that is noise. So you realize that if we had to celebrate the new year in that spiritual realm, we have to do so many things to make sure that people are being converted, people come to see, they are aware of how to take care of the spirit, how to carry out the new year resolution spiritually and things like that. You see that it is going to empower the Christian. But some of us will leave it that at the 31st Eve or 1st of January we start making new year resolution. Then there you want to make also your spiritual, whether it's new year resolution, I do not know. But today is the day that you are supposed to take the stock of your past spiritual life and make a resolution. Like Father was telling us that like yes, we have to care for the things of this world because we need them when that need be. But not like without them you cannot live. So you are not supposed to put so much interest where you put them prior instead of God, instead of the common good. So that is where we see ourselves making error, because we make so many people suffering because we want to prefer our self-centeredness rather than common good, and that is not correct. So when we look at that leisure, enjoyment and things like that, instead we are supposed to sit today, we look at our new year resolution, we make a new year resolution for our spiritual life. We see how far last year A, how did I live my life, and this year B that is coming, how am I going to live this life? This area, this is how I was living the life, but I realized that there were so many things that I had to cut off, and this is how I'm going to. So I don't know, Mr. Gallus, it is so I don't really know. I see you smiling, maybe you have something to say. I don't know, because in reality we have, I don't know, you used to say pandemonium. We have made things, we have just jungled everything, and then at the end we don't know where to place what.
Well, see, you see me, I'm smiling because you see, Christianity is not chocolate. There's a cost. There's a factor for in human life that they call time.
Yes.
Many people realize things very late in their life, and it costs them a lot. And then when you take the time factor, time may be one of the greatest problems that we have, and making disciples. How many times have they organized seminars? Is the St. Charles, just I take it as a sample.
Yes.
Is the church full as on the day of Ash Wednesday, as the day of Good Friday, as the day of Christmas Day? They are coming to celebrate Christmas when they are not prepared for Christmas, so they cannot celebrate. So what they are doing there is not celebration. They are doing, but they are falling by the shadow there. They are not in the substance. They are not in the substance. If you come for seminar, novena, I want to call it novena. During novena, the spiritual director of the church and other big standing people in the church who are well grounded in the things of God will tell you. The Reverend Father who preached today during the Faima told us that the bush sherry causes spiritual sleepiness. Your spirit will sleep because you are there dancing at the street in Moliko the whole night and think that you are good. My dear, you are dead spiritually. You are finished. Because on one day you will come to say, like the rich man, Abraham, same people may go tell them, say, this is not true. My dad was saying, what I'm thinking that my only question is asking that, where will you spend eternity? Some people told me that, my son was telling me in the house that Samson at Feji. Thank you for bringing that topic to me. Their friend told that there is no God, and I said you should cut off from that person because he is doing PhD now. You should cut, because that man reading PhD tells that there is no God. He wants to derail you. You should cut off from him and pray for his life, but not go and die with him. Yes, so that God will touch him like he touched St. Paul on the road to Damascus. So
association corrupt.
Yes, if you are with him and he is the number 5, you will be the number 6 person. So stop it. So a mother posse, if you say there's no God, you came from somewhere. Who brought you here? He will also take you back where you came from. And the Bible is clean and clear. Thank God the Holy Mother Church has been preaching for 2023 years. And many of us in the Holy Mother Church are not understanding. We will say we will not get time.
Mr. Gallus, you see like this, when just put a comma there, when you talk about these people who say there is no God, that is why the best way that you are able to serve God is by encountering God and God revealing himself to you. So, but when you are just that Christian who is average, where you have not encountered God and you are living your life according to maybe testimony of other people's faith, then you start seeing your faith waving. But once you as a Christian, once you encounter God and God reveals himself to you, your story will be different, Mr. Galus.
And Madam Posi, that's why, as we are saying in our platform here, Kali Berakah Ministry Cameroon, we are not saying that it's easy for us. We are not saying that it's fuka fuka. When we finish here, things get tough for us. Me, I'm taking my time factor, because many people say they don't have time. You can see to that many people left the church. I will look at you at the altar. I say, Madam Posi, read today. We will come for the program. Then I went back. My memory went back to Father John Keza when he was talking and the light goes off. I say, who are the people thinking that
Yes.
thing, who are afraid?
Yes.
He says, you stop it.
Yes.
Let it be done according to the will of God.
The will.
So when I thought about it, I said, anyway, if they finish mass early, we'll come with the program. So thank God, they finish at the time that we're supposed to come. So the time, you should not stay at home and say think that you don't have time. Time is just a lot. It's you who is causing the problem. Time is always there for you, and you cannot go ahead of time. You should program it this way. That's why you see a farmer, Madam Posi, will go to the field and plow the field. A farmer will go to the field and plant, water the plant, fertilize the plant. Then it's time for harvest. You cannot come today and celebrate Christmas when we have told you that there are 4 candles. Madam Posi will explain to you Sunday by Sunday until the Christmas. You should take stock and know the 4 candles. There are 3 purple now.
Yes.
1 pink. So you will know this is a Holy Mother Church.
Then the Emmanuel candle.
Yes.
That's supposed to be at the center.
These are the preparation for you. Today you are supposed to take stock. So during this week, from this Sunday to the week after today, we should be looking at us inside our life, our spiritual life. Where we made mistakes? Where we faulted? Where did we fall? Where was the problem? Did I annoy somebody? Did I not do something that was pleases God? Then you start cutting the teeth and dotting the eyes. And at the end of the day, you will celebrate Christmas very, very well. If you don't do that, then you will do something else. You will say it is not one meeting. It's not just one meeting. To go to Christ is not one day affair. It is a process. I like my country, Cameroon, because the water things are in process. Things are not automatic. You have to go through a process to come to the celebration day.
And Mr. Gallo, since to go to Christ is not easy, that is why at times I really feel disturbed, because most often when you talk to preachers, pastors, priests, they'll tell you that I call for maybe
novena.
Yes, novena, or even a talk or whatever to enlighten the Christians, that they were not there. But you realize that, Mr. Galus, when it comes to, let's say, contributions in church, when this strategy fails,
they change strategy.
So why is it that if it is spiritual, why should that lukewarm attitude? So I think that if
you are just removing my mouth.
If this strategy fails, they need to look for maybe strategy. The way I took the last novena, the way I was talking to the Christians, maybe it was not that nourishing. So you look for another strategy to make sure that
Madam Posi, the blame is not 100%. Those people who are the guardians, who are the shepherds of the church, they have their own problem. But we who are the lay faithful have serious problem.
Yes.
Because we are being carried away by what we see instead of what we don't see. When we go and read faith, people have done PhD, people have PhD square, PhD cube, but yet they don't understand the ways of Christ. The ways of Christ is not in PhD.
Yes.
That's why the people have left Kali Church to go and create their own church. That mother that I spoke to yesterday is a Kali in Chang village in Mafe. The son has created his own church from Kali Church to create another church. For what purpose? So she just doubted. I met her in the hospital in the night. So it's a problem that people need to know that it is not because you cut away from Kali Church that you will succeed, or when you are in Kali Church that you will succeed. But you must the way of Christ. The way of Christ is not a religion. You must follow the way of Christ. It's not a religion. So, but the Holy Mother Church is a complete way of Christ. That was complete. But that's why you should be. I'm sure what I'm saying. The body want to come and challenge you, challenge you. When you took the Bible from the Holy Mother Church, you had how many books there? Why did you cut it, scissors it, and throw away the other books? How can you know more than the person who has been keeping the Bible 1,500 years? You cannot. And that's why those people who are coming to derail you from your ways of life, from the Holy Mother Church, thinking that when you cut off from them, you will be better. It's a problem. And that's why the rosary that we pray every day, many people are praying today silently. They're not making noise. But they should make some noise for it, because they took it from the Holy Mother Church and are doing it, which is good.
And us Catholics, we don't even see it.
Don't see it. So that they're going to see the rosary from us. I used to tell you that they will see Holy Mary from us. Yes. Because one mother told her, Madam Agua to the church, the Mary was given to humanity. Yes, Mary was handed to us, yes, to take care.
Jesus.
You talk about Jesus, yes, but where is the envelope?
That's what the envelope. That Jesus handed Mary to John, so the mother has been given to us.
Where is the ark, Madam Posi? The ark carried the word, carried the staff of Aaron, the word, the manna now, and the word and the staff is Christ, and the ark is still there. You are still saying the ark of God, the ark of that. But here you cannot talk about the new ark, which is Mary, who carried the word that was complete, fulfilled from the Old Testament to the New Testament.
That's why we celebrate her on the 8th of December, Immaculate
Conception. But that's why I'm saying that I told you about at the beginning about ignorance. Yes. Because ignorance of the way, yes, of Christ is ignorance of Christ. So, Madam Posi, it is a very important topic that during this period that we enter December, the church life, a new year of church, it started today, we should take stock. Everybody will have to take a stock and go for confession. Go and talk to me as spiritual director. Meet any father you want. Don't choose father. All those fathers have the same power. If you cannot fit to do your problem, you will say to another person who will help you out. So don't be saying, no, I go take communion for the father hand. No, that communion is not father's communion. It's not even the Pope's communion. It's Jesus' body. So when you say the body of Christ, you collect. You ponder over it what you are collecting. And that person, when they talk about and they tell the corrector, say, if you eat this body with problem, you are bringing condemnation to yourself. So I think that we should take our stock. There are a lot of things to be talk about the whole topic. But I think that people should make time for reflection, for meditating, and novenas.
Contemplation.
There's nothing that is sweeter than eternity. When you look at it, Madam Posi, the transfiguration, when Christ took Peter, James, and John, and at the Mount Tabor, and there was transfiguration, they say, now, so the thing they, Mama, me, let's be a house of Elijah or Moses and so forth. They don't even go back again. You say, you don't see what it is. Not just a small, I just show now. It's just a glimpse of how heaven is. So you should believe this matter. Either you don't believe two, one for in, one for out. You must be there. And if not die, you die. You will not be dying, but you are living.
That's why, Mr. Gallows, when you put the effort, God grants you the grace you need in order to come closer to Him. Yeah. And then He's going to reveal Himself to you. And once He reveals Himself to you, your life will never be the same again, because there you have encountered. And
my body is good in mention. I want to emphasize that when God reveals His life to you, that is not my problem. The human being on earth has seen you, then you are smiling. You say, hey, Mama Mia, I know where I'm going to. You understand? Yeah. So because when death comes, I don't want to die. You don't want to die means that there's a problem. The only way to go to eternity is through death.
That's why St. Paul was saying that whether he lives for Christ.
You die for Christ.
So death or alive.
You die or alive. And death has no power over you again.
So he was not looking at death as anything. So I think that what we need to be focused more on is to how to know Christ better, how to be transformed. We need to be transformed so that we can go closer to Christ. Because without us going closer to Christ, we will not even know the will of God for us. And once we don't know the will of God, then now we are going to be relying on what we think that we should be. That if we go closer to God, God is going to reveal Himself to us. Even through the heart where we see, like Jesus Christ, He was one with the Father. And when the Father revealed how He's going to pass through the crucifixion the suffering and everything.
Yes.
Jesus said that if it were left for me, I will not accept. But due to it is your will, let your will be done.
It's
so
only the will of God, but that person.
Yes.
And then if you are going through what you are thinking that you are suffering, it is a conversion time for you.
Yes.
That what you are thinking is suffering is purification.
Yes.
No gold can be gold without going through fire. So you take it as a will of God, and no more resentment,
yes.
no more negativity, no more jealousy, no forgiveness. Don't say you not forgive. If you don't forgive, forgiveness is a decree. So if you don't forgive, then that means it go difficult now.
Yes.
Yes. So I like it because I like Bushu. It go say go strong now. It go strong. So
Mr. Carlos, you see that it is not easy. Now we are in Advent, and all we need to call Christians is to take a stop, do an evaluation
or spiritual inventory.
Yes. Okay, spiritual inventory.
Yes.
So when you do that, because once you are filled spiritually, then now your physical can be controlled, and it will be you will easily follow the way of Christ. But once you are not filled spiritually, then you realize that living the life of Christ, it will be very difficult.
Madam, I want to that what you see in this part of the world that we live, you hear dialysis. I was in the hospital up to 2 a.m. People are entering with dialysis. Okay, blood pressure is very high, depression is very high, because people have not understood that they have to take spiritual inventory. All those things come from spiritual problems. They amount up because you don't see it. Your head, you say your head is very big. Are you seeing a big head? No.
You cannot carry the head.
You cannot even carry the head. You say you cannot carry your head. High head is heavy. You cannot carry it. Why? The eye cannot imagine the head, but you are seeing that you are seeing your head very big. Me, I'm sitting near you. I don't see the head. It means that you have to delete those negativity in you. There's no human being without animal in him, but you don't feed that beast. Feed the Holy Spirit. Feed the Holy Spirit, and then you see you come out, you all be at 37 degrees. Madam Posi, it's a very interesting thing to say about this because Jesus Christ matter. I like that Jesus Christ way. I don't know what the people are refusing this matter. I don't know. When I'm being serious with the matter, so no, because I don't know. You need to act. You need to do something. I'm not saying that you should go and pray and remain in church praying. You should go out. Every step that you take, if you are selling food, you are doing what, make something. That will come to the parable of the talent. I told you that man one talent. Yes, he did wrong, but also teaching us. He also teaching us that if you have a one talent, don't bury it. That's why they put it there to don't bury it. Yes. I wanted to give a small story in 10 seconds. I'll tell you a marriage during the weekend. That woman lost. The lady was married, no father, no mother, orphan. But she had been selling eggs in Kumba until she saw her husband by selling eggs. And the husband married her. And during that marriage, she sold more than 100 to 200 eggs that evening. You see? So she made money, she made her husband on that way. She didn't sleep in the house. I don't get mommy, I don't do nothing. I don't get. She was the one child with the brother and the mother. You understand? So she came to the father's brother's house to for marriage, because of the way she went out to look for way of her life to make life better for her, and then she ended up getting married. You cannot sit in the house and you fold your arms and climb the ladder. It's impossible.
So, Mr. Carlos, as you are saying, in order for us to be filled, we need to allow the Spirit of God to melt us, then mold us, and then fill us, then use us. So once we accept ourselves to be melted, then after we have been melted, we will be molded now to new instruments, and then we shall be filled now with the Spirit, and from there we shall be used by God. But now what happens is that we are so rigid. We don't want change, because you don't want to leave your comfort zone, and there is no way you can serve God without leaving your comfort zone, which means that there is no way you can serve God without being melted. So we have to let go the old skin in order for us to be able to have the new skin. So without that,
but that was I can tell this. We talk this topic over and over. If you have about 2 minutes, we can just take the text rapidly. We'll beg Claudine to read the text. Claudine will allow us to read that text in pidgin. because many of our televiewers are watching us. They like the preaching one, which is straightforward to them. If you can take it, it's very important. If you have it there, then you can read it.
Mark chapter 13, verse 33 to 37. For that time, Jesus he talk for a disciple, them say, make una look out and make una no begin sleep, because una no sabi the time wey ground e go finish. E be like some big man wey he dey go for long waka. He comot for a house and he left a boy dem for lookout for a cargo. He give any man his own work, and he talk for gate man say, make he no sleep. So make una too una no sleep, for sake una no sabi the time wey the master for house he go come back. Sometime he go come for evening time, for middle night, for the time wey man fowl e dey holla, or for sharp morning. If he come anytime, make he no me talk una for sleep. And the thing wey I dey talk for una, I dey talk am too for all man. Make una no sleep.
But that topic concludes the program for me, because my dear brother, the end of the first, Holy Mother Church here has finished today. We are starting a new year today. Make reconciliation, forgiveness. Otherwise, you don't know the hour, you don't know the time. I think I concluded like that. Thank you very much, Madam Posi, for convening me. I think that's my conclusion. Reconcile and make forgiveness, and reconcile brother, and you can move forward in the spiritual life.
So all that you would rend the heavens and come down, as the gospel tells us today, to be awake and vigilant. Yes, we must wait and be watchful, alert, vigilant for the Lord's coming, and he will surely come when we know not. But he will surely come at the end of time, which for some of us may be a time of death. So that is why we have to keep on being awake and watchful. So I have been a member of the panel and the moderator of today. My name Emilia Eposi. With this, I'll draw the curtains and I'll say that if you have missed this program, you can get a rebroadcast on Saturday at 10 p.m. Our rebroadcast on Saturday at 10 p.m. With this, I say remember,
Berakah.